We got a big star on the line here.
Oh,
okay. I know it is good.
Bill Burr.
Good.
What's up, fellas?
There he is.
Are you really in Amsterdam?
Yes, I am.
And
I just came back from the Van Gogh Museum, and I actually, for the first time ever, appreciated something in a museum.
Wow.
What was it?
I just like this shit.
Vinnie Van Gogh? Good stuff right there.
I was, last week, to get acclimated to the time over here, I blew all the money that I was going to make over here, and I went to Italy. And I went to the Sistine Chapel that I thought, I swear to God, was the 16 Chapel my whole fucking life.
The 16
and I went there, and I went to, dude, I got to tell you, this is going to probably be the most ignorant thing I've ever said in my life.
Oh, no.
It sucked.
It sucked.
Well, first of all, here's the deal. If you ever go to the Sistine
Yes.
Yeah.
when you go in there, go during the winter, so there's not a bunch of fat people from Ohio standing in front of you for 3 fucking hours. You go in there, and you have an option. You either go right or you go left. Go right. If you go right into it, and you look up and you see it. If you go left, like I did, like an asshole, it takes you through the whole Vatican fucking museum.
Oh, shit.
Every goddamn pot and pan they ever fucking used for like the last 600 fucking years. And every other room you walk into, the ceiling is painted. So you're looking up and you're like, is this it? Is this the 16 chapter? Keep going. Dude, by the time I got to it, I so didn't even give a fuck. And then you get there, and it's so small. That picture where God's reaching out with his creepy index finger to touch the other guy's finger in a really uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
Dude, you could cut that out and hang it over your fireplace, and it would look normal.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
It's not big?
Yeah, so everybody walks in there, and they kind of, I can't say, well, people were talking, looking at it, and that's the greatest part. You start talking, looking at it, and then the guards in the Vatican start shushing you. They're going, shh.
Come on.
Which, of course, taps into every aspect of being a comedian where you want to be like, oh, go fuck yourself.
In the Vatican.
Of course, because there's nothing special going on in there. You're looking at, I guess, a special place, but why are they shushing people? Everyone's there just to observe and check it out.
Yeah.
There's no sermons going on or anything.
I maybe read up on it. I guess it discusses the beginning of life and everything, but it's their version, which I don't buy into.
Right.
So, but the Coliseum was great. But anyway. So,
the Coliseum was
You
good.
can't just blow that off.
Yeah, that's like...
What do you like about the Coliseum?
That's huge.
The Coliseum, you can see that that all modern-day stadiums are basically based off of that. I'm not saying the Coliseum didn't steal something from the Greeks or some shit. I don't know what, but it's the oldest one standing. Dude, you walk in, you feel like you're going to, like, the Meadowlands. But, like, in, like, the fucking, I don't know, whenever the hell they built this.
That's
I'm one of those guys, when I go to something, I don't get the headphones and listen to the recording. I just want to walk through it at my own pace, and I think that's why I just enjoyed the Van Gogh thing, because I went in there by myself. I was in and out in 35 minutes.
Right.
I have a whole new appreciation for the guy, and
you didn't have to get bored.
I became a headphone guy when I go to these places.
Oh, you do?
A little bit, yeah. Alcatraz turned me around. I wore the headphones there. I loved it.
You know what? But that's Alcatraz, dude. That's like a prison. You're not looking at like, this is a spoon Al Capone used when he had cereal.
Well, yeah. Okay. It was a little monotonous. You're right, but I felt like I learned something that day.
That's pretty good.
How many people would fit in the Coliseum?
It was 50 to 80,000.
Jesus.
Dude, it was a real size thing, and they had all these different levels to it. It was the same shit. You had the corporate seats down low. You had a mezzanine level, and then you had the farmers sitting way up top.
That's fucked up.
It was just like concession stands.
Wow.
That is so fucked up that it's like the same thing. It was ancient. Those Romans.
Oh, yeah, totally. And the guys down below, were getting more ass than the people up top, unless they had the gift of gab. It's the same.
Are you allowed to walk through the seats and stuff, or where do they limit you?
Well, the seats, I think, were initially made out of wood or something because they don't exist anymore.
Okay.
And, it's basically you're walking through a ruin, but it's remarkably still intact. I'm not telling you, like, I went to the Grand Canyon and didn't give a shit. But just to put it into perspective, like, you get off the subway station and you walk out and it's like, there it is. It doesn't even look real.
Wow.
I've seen so many pictures of it. You're like, oh my God, that's the fucking Coliseum.
Wow.
And then that's basically the most intelligent thing that I can say about it. I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking Coliseum. Yeah, so I'd like to say that I'm somehow smarter for having seen it. I'm not, but it's definitely and the food is insane. And Italians are some of the best drivers I've ever seen in my life. They're they're aggressive the way Bostonians and New Yorkers are, but it's to a whole other level where they're on like scooters.
Yeah.
Like, on the other side of the double line, going around cars in like a group of 6 in single file.
Yeah.
And you'll be in the cab on the other side going, oh my God, we're going to hit that guy. We're going to hit that guy. And the cab driver never slows down, and neither does the guy in the scooter. It's
wow.
like Centipede. It's like that game Centipede, and they just fucking just move slightly over. He drifts over, and they just keep going. They're fucking maniacs.
And they had like 3 guys on a moped. Did you see that, where they just pile them on?
No, that's more like Thailand.
Vietnam, yeah.
Well, honestly, I saw that when I went to Athens. They piled them on their scooters, but whatever.
How did you figure out the subway in Italy?
Oh, dude, that was frustrating as hell because, you had to make a change. And when you're in Rome, it's like being in New York. So they just have that sense of just because I'm here, therefore I'm successful sort of attitude. So if you ask them, they'll say it one time, and then you go, well, wait a minute, blah, blah, and they'll just kind of like drift away. But I've done that. So
Right.
I didn't get mad at that. But if you go to the information booth, the people in the information booth, unlike New York, they're fucking sweethearts.
Oh, yeah.
They smile on the face, speak perfect English, and they let you know. So
Wow.
we were staying over near the Vatican, which is really creepy. It's like its own country. Like
Yeah,
a sovereign state within it. It's got this giant fucking wall, and I don't know. I was making a lot of jokes when I was in there. That was making Nia. She was laughing and also telling me to shut up because we were going through the Vatican fucking museum. I was like 800 yards in front of her.
Just
like,
trying to get through it, right? Who cares?
Yeah, and when we got out of it, she goes, so what did you think? I go, it's great. I go, they had everything in there but the lie, rape, and murders. They didn't have that. They didn't have the room where some little boy was getting bent over.
Oh, shit.
Conveniently left that out.
Oh, Bill, you're a rock star. You fucking
Took that with them.
They have, I don't know, but it was really cool. Like, you could go over and, like, the Pope gives mass, and you can just show up.
Wow,
Dude,
that's.
I really respected that just as far as trying to sell tickets. Like, you come out there, he's killing it. Like, he's just fucking, like Kevin Hart, Dane Cook, and all those guys combined. He's got, it's like fucking.
Pope's going over big.
People.
Yeah, the Pope goes over big over there.
Right.
Wow.
We could have walked over to it, and me and Nia wake up, and she's just, I was like, you really want to go to this? And we were both jet lagged, and I'm like, I don't even believe in this shit. Like,
Yeah.
but then and I actually said to her, I go, this is like this would be a great Opie and Anthony stunt. Not to get you guys in trouble.
Oh,
again with
Jesus.
Oh, shit.
There's really nothing stopping you from going there and just heckling.
Heckle the
Other
Pope.
than the only thing that made me nervous was I was no longer in Italy. So if I get grabbed by a Vatican guard, like where are they going to take me?
Oh, that's literally a dungeon. Yeah, they have a
Are they
dungeon.
gonna kick me back into Italy, or am I going to go into the you've been a naughty boy room?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
wait, it's like a sovereign nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their own rules,
Like
man.
that, San Marino, Liechtenstein, and like fucking Singapore. There's a few of those, and of course, I go on the internet and I try to look up conspiracy, like that's where the Illuminati lives. So,
Yeah.
like Liechtenstein literally is like a country of, I think that's how you say it, like 3,500 people.
Mm-hmm.
And with all rules of history, they should have been overrun by a pack of fucking Huns a long time ago. It's like, how do these guys how do they defend their country?
Yeah.
Unless they do something with the banks or something that keeps everybody out, like there might be a reason that nobody fucks with them. Maybe they serve some kind of a need.
They have the Ark of the Covenant or something.
Yeah, I would say that they're pretty much running shit.
Yeah,
They're doing something.
they got God on their side. The fear of God.
I don't know. Well, yeah, if you're going back to the Vatican, yeah. I don't have no idea, but whatever. It's been a good tour so far.
Wait! I want to hear about the Van Gogh Museum. So that was cool, huh?
Yeah, you know what I loved? I immediately loved the guy because one of the first paintings I looked at, he was in this class, and he had to draw like a skull, like the skeleton. So he drew it in an amazing way. And then in the end, he put a cigarette in its mouth as like a fuck you to the teacher. So immediately I liked the guy. I'm like, all right, I like this guy.
Never saw that one.
And you're in Amsterdam performing?
I did a show here last night. It was great.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So they completely understand your comedy and all that?
Yeah, Europe is like a mind fuck when you get over here because if you think too much, I'm in Amsterdam, it's going to put you on your heels. I just act like I'm in the States. Mm-hmm. And, once every 10 minutes, I'll say something that falls flat and they don't get it. And then I just make fun of the fact that I didn't do any research about what they knew or what they didn't know.
Yeah.
And then they laugh and then you keep going. But like Ari Shafir's out here next week. Obviously the further in Eastern Europe you go, it starts to get a little more difficult. Like I got one in Finland coming up. And I remember last time it was... It wasn't like they didn't get it, but like it was more like it was very like a. Sometimes if you do a college gig, you think you're bombing, but you find out later you're just at a really smart school, and they're more like cerebral.
Right.
They don't laugh the way morons like myself would laugh. So you kind of get like a sense that you're bombing, but you're not. But the one I'm kind of nervous about it is I'm ending up in Iceland, and I did an interview with them. In their language, when they did the intro, they literally sounded like the new Sabbath album when they run like Ozzy's fucking whatever he's saying backwards.
Oh wow!
They'll be like, "Hey, thank you for calling. Let me do the intro, and then we do an interview." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I just hear, and I'm just, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking bomb.
But how does it feel to have fans in Amsterdam? That's got to be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
That's got to be that's got to just blow your mind.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Every time you come, but you guys, the thing about it is you don't understand is you guys have fans over here too. It's the amazing thing about the internet.
Right.
Crazy. Yeah.
But we feel like we have. But we feel like we have like small pockets of fans in all these countries. Nothing to really to brag about.
Yeah, you have to build it. Believe me, dude. Last time I came over here, I did like Copenhagen, and I was in front of like 17 people. Like I flew 15 hours.
Had to play with 17 people.
Doing the Boston Comedy Club on a Tuesday night, and that was definitely depressing. But
it's got to be cool that
it's just like the States, where you just have to keep going, you keep building it up, a new hour. But they're definitely, I did a tour of some of the flyover states. So-called flyover states, and there's an element of this is outside my market. No one's going to know who I am. But then there's the other side is the people who show up are fucking rabid fans and psyched that you came out, and they'll drag like 2 or 3 people with them. This is the guy I'm telling you about. You got
cool.
Blah 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 blah. But
hey, Bill, do they run your specials over there? Have you been running those foreign countries?
I mean, only the ones that Netflix is in. But
does Netflix cross over, or is it just there's a U.S. Netflix and like a Canadian and Australian? How does that work? Because I've had people tell me on certain ones, like, no, you're not on Netflix in this country.
Yeah, I think there is an element of that.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how it works. I just approached Europe the same way I did the United States, where it's just like I'm just going to keep coming back until I somehow get this thing going over here. And but I mean, Jim, I've been telling you for years, dude. You should just start with England, and you would do great. Like look, like Scotland and Ireland in England, right there. Like London, they're like Manhattan. All right, if you go up to Manchester, from what I hear, they're more like that's like doing Boston or you know, whatever, like more like a blue collar kind of city.
Right.
And you know, you've performed to the people over here that way. I would start with those three because there's no language barrier.
Right.
And you know, you go to Scotland, they're a little more drunk and rowdy, but you've performed in front of those kinds of people. And like I said, it's just sort of it's more on your end mentally to just not be thinking, all right, I'm in Scotland, and just start thinking about Train Spotting and that guy throwing the beer. Like, that's what I was thinking when I said that to them when I was on stage. Like, that was my view of them, and they laughed. And I was like, that doesn't happen over here, right? And they're like, no, it does. It does.
You know what my hesitation is? Like, because I am actually tempted to do it, but they want you for, like, they wanted to put the special on somewhere, but they said they want you to come over and tour for, like, 2 weeks or whatever. They want too much time, and I can't get away from that kind of time.
Shit, now, that was back in the day before the power of the internet. Now you dictate. What I would do, if I was you, Jim, you're a huge fan of the UFC. Next time, you know, Rogan and those guys are announcing over in London, just go to the fight and then do like the Leicester Square Theater. It's like a 200, 300 seater. First time I went there, I mean, I maybe got it like 3/4 full. I had 125, 130 people, but I had a great time. And those people all left. They talk. And, you know, I include those countries when I do my podcast. Just by making fun of them, they start listening. Okay. And then they correct me on the shit that I'm wrong about. And then they go, hey, you should come over here. There's this gig over here, yada, yada, yada. And it's weird. It's the same as trying, like for us East Coast guys, to try to break, like going down south. How do I sell tickets down the south? I'm not one of those blue-collar guys. I sound like I'm from fucking, you know, Boston. How do I do this? And it's sort of, you just gotta, you gotta go where they're at. Or come up with some Whoop'em Gangnam style song.
Right.
That's another way to sell them.
Well, you know, I found that the emails I get are from a lot of those countries. Like, hey, come over, and I guess I should try it once.
Try it. What the hell?
You should give it a whirl, Jim.
How's the?
Honestly, you'll be surprised. There'll be people who like fly in. Like I had a couple people flew for the Scotland gig. They flew in from Poland to see it, which sounds insane, but that's like flying into New York from like Ohio.
Right.
Like the thing, they're so close together. Oh. Like last night, some people from Belgium and Germany came over, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how long a drive is that to Amsterdam? They're like 3.5 hours. And I was just like, that's fucking nuts to me. 3.5 hours, I'm in D.C.
Right.
If I'm in New York.
Yeah.
And they're in an entirely different country. So
that's pretty cool. How's the money over there?
The language is kind of like the euro.
And how is the cash?
It's just like the United States.
Oh, okay.
You don't sell shit, you don't make shit.
Gotcha. Any other plans for? I was going to say, any other plans for Amsterdam before you head out?
Well, I'm only here tonight. So I mean, I did the gig last night, so I only have tonight, and it's like, you know, I'm 45. What am I going to go over to the fucking red light district all by myself? I think I truly would be a pervert at that point.
But I would walk through it just to check it out.
I think they shut a lot of it down. Isn't it not
really?
What it used to be, from what I've heard?
I don't know. I have no idea. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. If it's fucking within walkable distance, I will walk through it. There's just something about a hooker standing in a window and just seeing people walking in it. I could never get past it. That fucking... I mean, it's embarrassing enough to walk out of the old days when you walked out of a porno store.
Yeah.
To literally just walk out of that. And then there was the other thing, why I could never pull the trigger to do it, because it wasn't like they weren't beautiful. It's like when you get with the hooker, you know she's been with somebody else, but to literally see the last customer fucking walk. It was
that's great.
It was too disgusting.
Right. Hey, Bill,
Anyways, the reason why I called up was, you guys know, I don't know that any of the fans have gotten wind yet. Like, we're doing the second annual Patrice O'Neill comedy benefit for his family and victims stroke survivors, and that type of thing. Once again, it's going to be at the City Center. It's going to be February 18th. Tickets go on sale on Monday. I'm going to call in on Monday. I think I'll be in Ireland at that point. I'm going to call you guys up, and we'll hype the ticket link. We'll do all that type of stuff. And as always, I'm hoping, Opie and Anthony, you guys will do the intro like you did last year, and we can kick it off. And
yeah, fuck yeah.
That'll be great.
Do we have anybody else on it? I mean, obviously you're on it, I'm on it. Who else do we have on it? Do you know?
Oh, it's going to be great. It's you, me, Colin, Nick DiPaolo, Dane Cook, Bobby Kelly, Talent. I don't know if you guys know him.
I know Talent, sure.
Yeah, he used to do the Sunday nights at the Boston, the Uptown show. He's one of the naturally funniest people I ever met. He did morning radio for BLS or something like that for a long time. Who else? I know we got a couple other big guns there. You know what? I'll have all the names. I'll have all the names by.
Dude, you just named enough people to sell this thing out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tickets go on sale Monday, you're saying, right?
That's right. I'm going to call in and I'll have the link. And Jimmy, I'm going to be sending everybody on the show the link too. So if you can retweet it,
of course,
link, obviously to you guys. And it's a great thing because Patrice was supporting his family and his mom and all that type of stuff, and that's what he would be doing if he was still here. So we're all his friends, and we're not going to drop the ball on that. So it really means a lot to everybody on the show.
Yeah,
everybody coming up, buying the tickets the way they did last year, because this is something that I hopefully want to do every year and get people who aren't familiar with Patrice's comedy to know about him, because he was best.
Yeah, we got to figure it out, but the people are loving, Patrice on this radio show over the years. I would love to put out some kind of like Patrice O'Neill radio box set thing with all proceeds going to his family.
I like when people ask me about him, when they ever say, what was he like? I said, if you want to really see like the best glimpse you're going to be able to get of what it was like to hang out with that guy, watch the Opie and Anthony clips, because that was him joking around, being silly, philosophizing,
being argumentative,
getting heated, getting heated,
being difficult.
That classic fucking argument.
Right.
It just was the whole. You get a pretty good. And then my favorite one of all time is the up and down game.
Oh Jesus!
I still don't know how you kept a straight face. But
he was just losing his fucking mind.
One of the funniest guys ever. He had the greatest laugh. How hard he laughed on that, that's the hardest I've ever seen him laugh. I remember, 2 other times I saw him laugh so hard that I thought he was going to pass out.
Yep.
The other time, I don't know if you were there, Jim. Do you remember that time we were standing down in front of the Boston, and that Asian kid came by was carrying that heavy box, and Voss walked up to him and asked him what time it was, and he adjusted the weight on the box, and right as he looked down at his watch, Voss walked away.
I vaguely remember, because I remember we would do that. I think I do remember that when Voss, yes.
Patrice he ran down half of the street and was leaning on this parked car across the street, and you could have heard him on the Upper East Side down in the Village. He laughed so far. The look on the dude's face when he realized Voss was fucking with him was priceless. He had that, you motherfucker. The look on his face was unreal. But whatever. It was just that great laugh that, it sucks, man. It always gets to that sad point that he's not here. But we're trying to eventually turn this thing into like a celebration so people can remember, just what an unbelievable presence he was.
I don't think we'll get it together for this year, but maybe next year when we do the event, we'll try to do that box set, because that would be awesome to really put it together nice for everybody.
If you want to show a clip, because last year, I don't know if we'll show a lot of the pictures from last year and everything, but if we can.
Maybe we'll play the video of him laughing his ass off.
The up and down game, if people understand, because sometimes people don't understand what's going on.
Oh no, we'll explain it. We'll show that clip this year.
Yeah.
Even the people that have seen it a million times, they won't mind whatsoever.
Or we could do. We have plenty of time. We could just do a quick intro into it.
Right.
If there's any clips that need a quick intro, because I just found a lot of these tapes that Sam had, and we have the actual original shot tape, which is better quality than is on YouTube.
Right.
So
and there's also a way to do it where someone ends their set, and then you kind of, Voss doesn't come out. Voss is hosting. I forgot to bring that up.
Okay.
Maybe you could show it. This is probably something we should be discussing off the air, so it's somewhat.
Nah, we're just working it out in front of the people.
Yeah.
We could easily intro clips and make them work. So That's easy for us.
All right. And,
Hey,
but
Bill.
You know what, the theater, there's always a curfew and a time thing where
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We'll figure it out. Hey, Bill, I got to say, I got to kiss your ass. I saw you at the Beacon Theater recently, and I want all the people to know. I texted you right after the show. I've been a fan of yours forever, but your comedy is now on a even bigger, fucking better level. It was unbelievable, that set, dude. It was unbelievable.
And I really appreciated your text because, your opinion, obviously I know you've been around all these great comics over the years that Jim was nice enough to bring on to the show. And
right.
So when I got your text, I was psyched. I showed it to Nia. This guy doesn't give it up.
No, you were.
He really liked it. So.
No, I mean, I try to be fair, but I mean, oh my God, you just blew us away. We were loving it. Really smart, clever, hilarious shit.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep these plates spinning.
Yeah, I don't think you have a problem with that, my friend.
Guy coming along, so
no,
I'm going to try to,
It was
but
unbelievable.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, it had to be said because I was like, wow, Bill is fucking doing it, man. All right, so we'll talk to you Monday about more of the lineup for the Patrice O'Neal benefit, and tickets go on sale as well on Monday.
Great.
Okay, cool. And I'll get in touch with Roland because I got to figure out with my flight when I can call in.
All right, buddy. And I can't wait to hear more of your stories from the next place you're at.
Beautiful.
All right, Bill.
Bill the Explorer over there.
Talk to you Monday, man.
Yes. Bill Burr on Twitter.
buddy.
Thanks, Bill.
Him exploring.
Yeah.
He does great phoners, man.
Yeah, unbelievable. Phoners are fucking brutal, man. They're really hard to do.
Yeah.
Bill's
He's
great at them.
Yeah.
Dice is great at. There's a few guys that
Yeah.
give really good phoners, and they're not easy to do.
That's
Jay
so
Moore
funny.
gives great phoners.
I didn't know what he was going to say about going to Italy and going to the Sistine Chapel. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like, oh my God, it was the most amazing thing, or it sucked, and apparently it sucked.
I was a 16 Chapel guy too.
Were you really?
For a while, yeah.
16 Chapel.
I was one of those guys. I guess I got to admit it now. I don't even know if Bill maybe was just making that up, but I definitely was a 16 Chapel guy. All right, we'll break here. Should we check in with E-Rock, make sure he's...
Dude, let's check on him. I'm worried.
Yeah?
Yeah, we should.
And Ro hasn't called back?
Sure.
Ro having a tough time with food poisoning? What?
I got to piss badly.
Yeah.
The Opie and Anthony Show continues in moments. All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.